Hello everyone and welcome back to PFJ. This is part 2 of the retirement video. Link up above if you have not seen part 1. We have figured out our savings in post-tax accounts and we're in the process of figuring out our savings in pre-tax accounts. We have just gone through the math of figuring out how much money we need to live in retirement. And now we're going to go through the math of figuring out how much taxes are due on that. After that, we'll figure out how much taxes we would pay if we did not use the system at all and pay taxes on the whole 100K, and we'll subtract the two to figure out how much savings we have. I hope you like the video. We know that we're taking out about 15.3K a year, so we have to pay taxes on that. So how do we calculate those taxes? So I have inputted the 2022 tax bracket here. This just goes over if you're filing singly, that from 0 to about 10,275 you pay 10% in taxes. From 10,276 to 41,775 you pay 12%. From 41,776 to 89 you pay 22%, and so forth and so on. So our 50.3K would be about right here, right? So let's do the math on that, and let's go through all of this. So 50.3K. What this means is for about 0 to 10, you're paying 10%. So 10% of $10,275 would be about $1,027.50. For money from 10,276 to 41,775, the difference between that would be 31,499, and you're paying about 12% on that. So times 0.12, this would equal 3779.88. Now the next would be from 41,776 to 50.3. This equals $8,524 times 22% because it falls under that bracket. That equals $1,875.28. Now we can add all of this together, and that equals $6,682.66. So that's the amount of taxes we have to pay on $50,300. Now we need to figure out how much does that actually mean in percentages, meaning because we took out $50,000, how much did we actually pay in taxes percentages wise? So to do that, this would be our effective tax rate as we talked about before. You basically divide this by 50.3, and that equals 0.132. You multiply this by 100 to make it a percent, and that equals 13.2%. Now we know that on $50.3 thousand we paid about 13.2% in taxes. Now why did we need to figure out how much would pay in retirement in a percentage? Why does this actually matter? This number represents how much taxes we will actually pay in retirement. To figure out how much money we saved by using the whole pre-tax system is to figure out how much money we would have spent in taxes if we did not use the system, and then subtract how much we would have spent to how much we will spend to figure out our tax savings. Now this is much easier to do in percentages than in actual numbers. Just stick with me for another minute and you'll see what I mean by all of this. In our original example, we started with 100K and we put away 20.5K towards our pre-tax. So that put us down to 79.5K. So at 100K, we were about here somewhere. With 79.5K, we're about here somewhere. Hello everyone, this is the editing PFJ. I wanted to explain this point further. The reason we're talking about the 100K and the 79.5K is because our contribution in pre-tax account was 20.5K. So we earned 100K, we put 20.5K towards our pre-tax retirement accounts, and that lowered our salary down to 79.5K. So that was as if we actually earned 79.5K. Now, if we do use the pre-tax system, we would be paying taxes on the 79.5K. If we don't use the system, we would be paying taxes on the whole 100K. So regardless of what system we use, we would still have to pay taxes on the 79.5K regardless year to year. The only savings we would have are the taxes paid on the 20.5K. So we just need to figure out the taxes on the 20.5K, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to figure out the effective tax rate or the percentage tax rate on that money, and we'll subtract that from the taxes we would pay in retirement, and that's how we'll get our savings. Now, how much taxes we would have paid if we did not use the pre-tax system. So let's kind of generalize a little bit here. On 100K, meaning from 89.76 to 100K, so we'll just abbreviate 89K to 100K, we would have paid 24% because that's the bracket it falls under. So this would be 24%. And this is about 11K, right? 100 minus 89. On the other side of this, from 79.5 to 89.75, which is 79.5 to 89K, we are paying 22% because that's 79,500 to 8907, we're paying 22. So this is 22. And this is about 9.5K. 89 minus 79.5. This is pretty close, 11 to 9.5. We can just say they're both 10, meaning they're averages, and then we can say what lies between the two. So between 24% and 22%, we're at about 23%. So in this example, we would have paid on that 20,500, 23% in taxes. But when we move this money into retirement, we only have to pay 13.2% in taxes. That's about 10% savings in taxes. Or to be exact, that's if you do 23 minus 13.2, you're looking at about 9.8 saved in taxes. Now this is just one example with one set of numbers. Each example will be a little bit different depending on which tax bracket you fall on. But in this example, you would save 9.8% every year for 20 years. Now, how does that look money-wise? Because that's going to add more context to all of this. So we started with 100K. So we can do times 9.8%. That equals 9.8K. Now, this wasn't just 1 year. This was for 20 years. So if you do 20 years, this equals 196K. So that's the amount of money our taxes got reduced by, meaning we didn't have to pay taxes on this amount of money. So if we add it back to our savings calculator, on our Roth account, we did 126. On our pre-tax, we did about 196K. That's a lot of savings on both of these accounts. And that's why pre-tax accounts and post-tax accounts are a good combination. We always think about Roth or post-tax account as being better than pre-tax, but here the pre-tax accounts did a whole lot better than Roth. And hello everyone, one last interruption. In our Roth savings, we noted that we saved 126K. Now this means that we did not have to pay taxes on the 126K. Depending on the tax bracket you will be in retirement, the amount of money you would have saved is going to be different. In our pre-tax savings, this is the actual amount of money we saved. Not the money we have to pay taxes on, but the actual amount of money we saved in this example with this set of numbers. So I do want you to realize the difference between the two savings. We can do the same thing with our Roth savings, but it would require a lot more math here. And I wanted to keep this video simple as possible. That's the video for today. We talked about pre-tax accounts, post-tax accounts, and taxes and how all of those things come together. We talked about post-tax accounts and how they save you money by having taxes up front. So even though you're only putting in 120K, you actually have 246K in the account. That's the growth of that account, and you don't have to pay taxes on 126,000 of that. And we talked about pre-tax accounts where the money is put into the account first and then taxes are taken out when you take the money out. And as a result, these accounts get a little bit more complicated to figure out how much money is saved in them. Even though we know how much money we're putting into the account and how much money we'll have in the account after the growth of the account, it's hard to figure out the taxes due on the account until we figure out how much money we will be taking out every year. So in our example of having 100K earned per year with 20.5K put in the pre-tax account, 6K put in the Roth account, and assuming that our lifestyle hasn't changed after retirement, we calculated that we needed 50.3K from our pre-tax accounts to live off of. That 50.3K means about a 13.2% tax rate, meaning we're paying 13.2% in taxes on the 50.3K. Now, if we had not used the pre-tax system, we would have to pay taxes on 100K. By using the pre-tax system and putting away 20.5K into the account, our salary decreased to 79.5K. So by using the system, we were only paying 79.5K. If we had not, we would have to pay taxes on the 20.5K as well. So we did the calculations here. That comes out to be about 23%. Now, as we talked previously, by reducing our taxable income, we reduced our most expensive bucket. So we basically converted this 23% into 13.2%. And over 20 years, that saved about $196,000. So as you can see, by using both systems, we saved a tremendous amount of taxes. And that's why a good mix of both accounts is very, very important. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. The notes will be available on pfjourney.com. I hope you like this. Have a good one.